today we are watching College Made absolutely zero sense. If you're new to the channel and haven't hit that sub button, make sure you hit that sub button. We on the road to 1,300 subs. We're getting a new sub every day. So thank you to everybody that has hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Make sure you hit that sub button. With that being said, let's get into it, man. Thank you to everybody that's clicked on the video. Watch to the end, man. Watch to the end.
The place where everyone is casually and
Oh yeah, shout out. Where's Dav? My fault. I keep forgetting to say the name.
dollars of debt, questioning their life, yet somehow.
Yeah, I went to college. I paid for my college. I paid. I was debt free when I graduated. No cap. I paid for my shit. I went to community college though. I didn't go to no private college. I went to a community college. Had fast to pay for some of my stuff. So it's what it is, bro. I was thinking about going back to college, but not yet. I'm still trying something out right now in the works. If it don't work, then we going back to college. But until then, let's keep going.
As they walk around campus. However,
But I don't know.
this unsureness, you will meet some cool people that probably shouldn't have made it to college, experience hella different things, and most importantly, begin your transition into becoming a full-fledged adult. One major part to becoming an adult, though, is having the ability to recognize early signs of BS. That way you can avoid it. You'll quickly learn there's no right way to be an adult.
There is no right way.
And hope you're making the right decisions along the way.
Yep.
Then some years go by, and you finish college. When you only now realize all the bullshit and upright nonsense you had to go through just to get that damn degree.
Just that damn paper.
To college.
No cap. I graduated. I had an associate's degree. Associate's degree in America now is nothing. That shit is really nothing. The only thing good about an associate's degree is that you can go to another college without worried about anything, unless your GPA is bad.
Like I'm talking straight out of high school, no gap year, because my dumbass thought it was a good idea to not waste time. Back then, I was barely even halfway through my senior year of high school, where the teachers were already pressuring every nigga in there to make sure their college applications were submitted by the deadline. Fast forward a couple months later to the end of the year, where it's finally time to graduate and you realize two things. One, there's a dumbass pandemic going on named COVID-19, so you'll be graduating from the fucking toilet in your washroom.
That shit is crazy.
On some damn Zoom call.
Nah, that's crazy. Yo, bro, what? That's so crazy. I forgot about COVID too. Like, there's some people that graduated didn't even have a real graduation. Like, that shit is crazy.
The college you had gotten accepted into is already asking you to pay your tuition deposit, or else you won't be able to sign up for your classes. What the fuck? This was the first sign of college nonsense, and I'd barely even left high school yet. I'll never forget when I got that notification telling me to pay my tuition deposit. Why the fuck?
Nah, that would've got me tight. Like, you already asking for money. I didn't even step foot on your property yet. Like, what? Like, what am I supposed to do with that, bro? That's why I'm kind of happy I went to community college first. For anything. I mean, that's all I could afford, really. That's all I could afford, really. No cap. That's all I could afford.
3 months before college even started, when I ain't even see the building yet. After making sure your wallet was actually empty over 10 times and constantly refreshing your bank app to see if money would miraculously appear, you finally pay the deposit, where the school confirms your payment.
Nah, I remember.
And also lets you know the deadline for the.
I ain't gonna lie. I remember my financial aid check came in, boy. My first one. Oh my god, that was the best one. That was like what, $1,500, $1,500. I got a laptop, a phone, and some Ugg boots. No cap. No cap. No cap. No cap.
Become a highly valued member.
It was crazy stories about the laptop too, but I'm not telling y'all about that yet.
Paying the $250, I somehow had to now figure out how the fuck I'm gonna pay the remaining thousands of dollars just for the semester. This is where I realized something was off and just didn't make sense. I remember constantly asking myself, you mean to tell me everyone is supposed to pay for this shit, and yet niggas would still drop out? Like, after seeing the receipts for college.
Nah, that shit is crazy to me, bro. Like, 30,000 and niggas still drop out. Like, you know, you still gotta pay that shit back, even if you dropped out or not. So yeah, you might as well stay and get that paper. You might as well stay, bro. You might as well stay, because you drop out, now you stupid.
Money colleges were making, considering the.
This is per student. Course fees, okay. College fees, okay. Housing, that's where the money goes. The meal plan, that's where the money goes. Alumni fee. Fuck are you talking about alumni fee? Get out of here, bro. oriented advisement charges $200, tuition $3. To be honest, it's supposed to be like 4,000, but altogether it's like, it's crazy, bro. And then you still got the credits, all that. Like, nah, that's crazy.
Not knowing what the hell to study, because the 17-year-old in high school is somehow supposed to have the mental capacity.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, some people don't know what to do. Some people do because they was able to wander and dream and figure out what they want to do, or had somebody in their pocket, in their shoulder, in their pockets, like, yo, this is what you do to get money, and then they did it.
To decide what they want to do for the rest of their life. By the time
because sometimes people be having like, oh, they have a job guaranteed that's gonna pay them a lot of money if you just go to college for that. So some people got that. Some people know a lot of people. Some people just don't know anybody and they just go in there.
It was damn near a 50% chance they swapped majors or a 45% chance they dropped out. And the beauty of all of this is the colleges would get paid regardless.
They get regardless.
Around this time, my first semester had like 6 courses.
Film appreciation, that's light. Composition, I don't know what that is. Easy. Reading and writing is light. Statistical methods, that should be light. That's just time consuming. Math, I'm ass at math. First year, that's for everybody.
Courses.
That's light.
After running the numbers, I realized I was damn near paying $400 a course. Not to mention, it was
sounds about right.
So majority of my program was online. I was
thought they was scamming y'all. 400.
Paying $400 for every course as if I was actually going to the damn college. And don't even get me started on textbooks. You'll be reading your intro seminar for a course where on the first page it states you need a textbook that costs $200.
No cap. And the person that in the book that is the teacher. It's the teacher's book. It's not the teacher, the professor. They like to be called professor. The professor's book. Like, that's their book they're telling you to buy. You can't get it online. You gotta go to the bookstore and get it.
Excuse me?
Like real
I
shit.
Pay how much for each textbook for each class? What? Registration in college actually grants you the freedom to create a schedule you would like to have for your upcoming semester.
Yeah, facts.
It ain't like
so you got like what I did with you gotta do it early. Because when you don't do it early, you left with all the bad teachers at the worst times, bro. You gotta do that shit early.
And they make your timetable for you. You actually get to make it for yourself, is what I thought. There were 2 types of people when it came to registering for college classes. The one that actually took time to plan ahead, do their research on every prof.
Yup. You got to, though. You got to. Because if you get a bad teacher, you're wasting your time. I understand that. At the end of like the last years when I just needed like 1 or 2 more, I got a bad teacher, bro.
Slot, pass rate, make a pre-planned template.
That
was the nigga who didn't even know when registration was. Now it's 9:30 a.m. on a Wednesday morning and your boy is texting you talking about some, yo bro, you registered for courses? It opened 2 minutes ago. After damn near suffering cardiac arrest from his message, you jump out of your bed and rush to your computer. By the time you get to the registration portal, the wait time is already over 30 minutes long.
Damn
near an hour because for some reason the queue continuously pump faked you, changing your position every other minute. You finally reach the registration center where you only now realize
everything is filled. All the good ones is filled up. So now you asked out with the worst one.
Only ones left.
And then it's like a class that you know you're not gonna use in real life. So why is he going so hard? Why is he doing all that for, bro? Why is he doing all of that?
What the fuck? Like, you mean to tell me every class somehow filled up in the span of an hour? Not to mention I was on the site 2 minutes after registration started, but I had to wait in that long-ass queue, and so now I'm not able to sign up for my damn class? What's crazy is some niggas had it worse. Like, I remember one of my boys telling me he was waitlisted to get into a class. Because the thousands of dollars you pay a semester isn't enough to guarantee you a damn seat in that damn class.
College be going crazy.
Like, they even made him pick an alternative class just in case the waitlist didn't clear up. So instead of taking his physics 2 class
that he needs,
agriculture and the economy 101. Like, at least.
And does he need that? We don't know.
In high school, when you register for a class, you're in that damn class. But in college, fuck no. When it's time to register for your college semester, somehow every reasonable time slot is already taken, or you can't even sign up for the class.
Classes I want to take, classes I need to take.
class at all.
Available
To make
classes.
things even crazier, in my college, you were required to take multiple gen eds, also known as general electives. I couldn't even tell you the purpose of having to take these because they were literally classes that had zero correlation to your damn program. Yet if you don't take them, you can't graduate.
Which is crazy. Which is crazy. You're not lying. There's a couple classes that. Yo, there's a couple classes, bro.
I was in engineering, my registration time slot opened at the end of the fucking week, as opposed to the psychology major who's opened on Monday at 8 a.m. So you can just imagine how much fun I had trying to secure a damn general elective. After not only figuring out how you were going to pay for your tuition, but also figuring out how you were going to get to your 8 p.m. Monday class, it was time to begin college. Looking back at it, the learning transition from high school to college is hella challenging because in high school you had the same 4 classes every single day at the exact same time for a majority of the semester. However, in college, you will be completely and utterly lost. You go from having 1.5 hours of dedicated time per class to 3 hours straight of programming on Tuesday,
no
1
cap,
hour of math on
no
Wednesday,
cap,
2 hours of sociology on Thursday,
no cap,
just all over the place. A lot of STEM-related programs split the learning scheme into lectures and labs, meaning on certain days you would go to lectures, or at least you should have, and other days you would go to labs. I hope. The idea behind this was to learn.
I only had like one lab class. I only had like one lab class. I ain't gonna lie.
Learning how
and that was lit too. It was about colors, and it was only like 5 or 6 people in that class. That shit was nice, bro.
In real life. But after only attending damn near 2 lectures, you quickly learned they were straight up unbearable. College was now in the post-COVID era, which means it was normal for some classes to have lectures online, and some would still do it in person. Both were f***ing terrible either way. With online lectures, you would sign into your school's Blackboard and load up the classroom. Immediately upon joining, you notice a plethora of problems that didn't even make sense. One nigga doesn't have his mic muted and is yelling at the top of his lungs gaming, and somehow no one is saying anything. Another person somehow isn't aware that their camera has been on for the last 5 minutes despite it literally being turned off prior to you even joining. And most importantly, the professor isn't there and hasn't been for the last 10 fucking minutes.
How do you come in late?
Finally, the professor joins, where he then proceeds to share his screen for this week's lecture slide set for 1 to 126.
Oh my gosh.
Reaching slide 2, you have to walk to the washroom and splash your face with water because you're on the verge of falling asleep. By the time you make it back to your computer, the professor is somehow now on lecture slide 20.
Yo.
What? How in college, none of the professors would actually go through each and every lecture slide?
Nah, they just read what's on the slot. They just read what's on the slot. They just read what's on it. That's it.
Like some miraculous way, the slides 20 to 88 just aren't important all of a sudden. I couldn't tell you a single time one of my professors genuinely sat there and read through every single slide. To be fair, I probably was never paying attention regardless, but I know damn well every slide was not important. College lectures should have been illegal. You're literally sitting there listening to this old-ass professor mumble.
Reading word for word off the book. Word for word, bar for bar. Off the book, off the slideshow, off of everything.
Like, the words he sees on the screen for 2 hours.
Really though, really.
Some of these professors were reading the lecture slides. You would have thought it was their first time learning the course material too. Not to mention, you don't even understand what's going on because he's been cutting in and out consistently ever since he joined. Then you had the in-person lectures, which were somehow worse. Not a single nigga in there is ever paying attention to those, and the professor isn't either. Like, she would have it on the screen for fun, read as many as she could until we hit the 2-hour mark, and then pack it
really though. Really
up and call it a day. In both scenarios, you always ended up with the same result. Not understanding a single fucking thing that went on in that lecture and having to find time to teach yourself anyways. This is the reason why niggas would just stay home and not go to lectures. What the fuck am I doing in a room where I'm gonna be confused anyways and have to teach myself at home? I'll just stay home.
You have to teach yourself.
In college have always been the most confusing concept to every person I know. The idea of having to sit in a room for 1.5 to 2 hours while your hand is literally trembling and you feel like your heart is about to beat out of your chest never made any sense at all. My program had split our grades into 2. Because it was a form of engineering, they wanted to ensure that the shit you were learning was actually understood. And so you were required to get at least a 50% in both the theory portion and the labs portion. As if you didn't, you would fail the entire course. This also
That's crazy.
Niggas had 2 separate forms of exams. Your midterm and final exam would only count towards your final theory grade, and your lab exam would only count towards your final lab grade. The lab exams were tolerable, considering it was just exams based on all the shit you actually did in real life. It was
labs are easy. Labs are easy. I like labs.
So as long as you could remember what you did before, you would be fine. However, the theory exams, as we all know, were nothing but a fucking nightmare. Somehow, every single damn time I had to write an exam, it always went one of two ways. One, the shit I was told to study for the exam was nowhere to be found on the exam itself. Two, I wasn't even told what the hell to study to begin with, so it was over before it had even started. This is the point in every college student's career where they contemplate their life decisions.
Okay.
How the hell did I end up writing an exam worth damn near 50% of my grade, and I genuinely don't know what the hell is going on? Don't even get me started on formula sheets or reference papers. A lot of my exams would provide reference papers, kind of like a sheet that comes with the exam that carries shit like formulas you'll need to use. Except for some reason, the formulas written on the sheet were never needed for the exam itself. Niggas would be writing exams converting numbers using IEEE 754 floating
my gosh.
point standard, and your reference sheet would have Pythagorean theorem.
This is why I hate math. What is going on?
The point where I realized college is literally you versus your professor. Like, the professor you have determines your success rate way more than it should. How is it?
No cap. No cap. That's why you gotta make sure you register your classes as early as you can, bro.
Possible two
early as you can.
At the same time, yet the passing rate for one is 25% higher than the other one. But don't think for a second that exams were only bullshit for STEM students. One of my boys who was majoring in politics literally had a midterm worth 45%, a final worth 50%,
what?
And the remaining 5% of his grade was for attendance.
So you just gotta show up and just participate, basically.
Imagine walking into an exam room only 4 weeks into the semester, knowing if you fail this exam, you've basically already failed the entire course. How does that make sense? Like, all in all, college made everyone go through unnecessary nonsense just to be able to walk the stage. It costs ridiculous amounts, half of what you learn doesn't even make sense, exams are cartoonishly hard, blah blah blah. All of that,
and you barely have a chance to get a job unless you know somebody, or unless you did like the I forgot what they call it. It's like a volunteer service where you just go into a job and you just volunteer. You don't get no payments.
It's just to receive a damn paper with your name on it. It's so interesting how society pushes everyone to go to college. Then you get here and say to yourself, there's no way this is where everyone was pushing me to go. I mean, you tell me. Do you think the college system is efficient in educating people based off their career path?
I mean, college would be good if you was guaranteed a job. If you was guaranteed a job in college, college is good. If you like, you feel me? If you was guaranteed a job, no matter how the price is, as long as it's you needed the degree for it, then it's perfect. But if it's like you get the degree and now you can't find a job, now you're not guaranteed a job, it's kind of messed up. It's kind of messed up. Cause that's the whole point. Like I paid almost 6 figures to my college not to get something. Are you serious?
Institution created by the system.
Are you serious?
In hopes that you also find a job and contribute to society.
Exactly, hoping that you find a job. Like, can you do that for me? Like I pay you all this money, you can't help me get a job, or at least point me in the right direction that could get me a job so I can apply. They don't do none of that shit.
I'm starting to sound ridiculous again.
No cap, but hey, if you made it to the end of the video, you obviously like the video, so hit that sub button. We on the road to 1,300 subs.